And it's about time you're on time, too. How you doing tonight, guys? I was actually just on my phone here. I was letting some people know that I was live, and I was a minute late. But I didn't expect Recon to actually be on time. I mean, miracles happen, but not every day. So what's happening tonight, guys? Anything exciting? New? Got the normal crappy connection. 0.38 download and 0.25 upload. Isn't that wonderful? Same old crap, different day. Thank you, Viastat. Same old, huh? I know the feeling. But that's okay. I got my snacks tonight. Recon's favorite. I don't know if she is or not. I don't think so, but she probably is. But she was actually here earlier today and told me that she was going to rejoin Patreon, which she hasn't done yet, but she's supposed to be. She forgot about it. They changed banks, so she had a different number to put in. She don't scare me. Not at all. What's going on? Oh, I didn't close my curtain. Huh. Couldn't figure out why it didn't look right. But now I remember because I had the phone over on the other side. Let's check the connection. I haven't checked it in a while. Maybe it's gone up some. I think Jennifer, I'm not sure you should be on anyway. The baby's been sick for the last few days. Got him on one of the a nebulizer. Been wheezing some. You get him a cold or something. Yep, got Recon's favorite. And you can tell Jennifer, I don't care. She knows I'll eat them any dang way. For that matter, she bought me a box of them. So she's one to talk. Twinkie? I think he just has a cold. I had cereal for supper, so I'm still a little bit hungry still. I'm still researching my air conditioner. The only thing that's not fixed at the moment is the central air conditioner that's ducted throughout the RV. I got AC okay, but I want the central one fixed. I ain't figured it out yet, but I will. I don't give up. Not that easily. Twinkies don't taste as good as they used to for some reason. I don't know why, but they're not as good as they used to be. Maybe it's my old age. Minnie must have missed last night's live because she usually watches it. As much as I talked about her last night, I thought she had left a comment. Peanut butter peanut M&Ms. I went through that phase too. I finally get over it. I switch my snacks. I mean, I like Cheez-Its. I'll eat Cheez-Its. Especially if I'm reading books or something like that. Cheez-Its are great. Peanut M&Ms are good too. I'm sure it was probably by accident. I think I heard how they were made originally, but I just don't remember. I'll put that one down at old age too. Oh shoot, I didn't do any likes on my on the channel yet. I guess I better do that before I forget. Ho-Ho's okay. Yeah, I mean, I won't complain about those either. Caitlin tagged me in a post on Facebook, and she's not even on the channel. My. pitiful. I only got one like. Well, all right, Can or Recon, which one of you guys didn't like it? I just put the second like up myself. That's a bunch of slackers. Ads running, all kinds of things. Huh. I'll let the ads run. Why not? Why not? Well, I'm waiting for how the Twinkies were made, but he didn't tell me yet. I think he's making it a mystery. You really don't, but something with tires? Thought they tasted kind of weird now. Maybe it's a tire taste. Somebody ran over a cake or something. I can't even imagine how a tire would have anything to do with making a Twinkie. I suppose it's possible. You're going to make it so that we're going to have to look it up, aren't you? Oh, my goodness. But since you mentioned tire and Twinkies, they don't kind of jive together. Makes me kind of a bit of afraid to look it up. I'm going to have to Google it, but I'm afraid it's going to make me not like Twinkies anymore. We can't have that. I admit I liked them a lot more a long time ago when I was younger, in my teens, my early 20s. I mean, I like them now okay, but not like I used to when I was younger. When I was younger, I think I already told you guys this, but I when I went into service, one of the first things I did when I got my first paycheck was I guess I didn't have anything better to spend it on, so I bought a whole box of Twinkies and sat down and ate the whole damn box. It was delicious. How were Twinkies originally made? Let's see. The greatest thing since. Let's see. James A. Dewar, a manager of Continental Baking Plant in Illinois, concocted the Twinkie by filling a shortcake with sugar and cream mixture. He came up with the name based on an advertisement for Twinkle Toe shoes. That's how I come up with the name. So at least it wasn't something gross. The artificial raspberry conference, a beaver butthole. Let's see, the New York Times says about Twinkies. Let's see. The rich history of Twinkies. In 1849, Robert B. Ward founded the small bakery on Broome Street in Lower Manhattan. His family would go on to create a baking empire that sold a cream-filled yellow sponge cake around the world. Below is a look at key moments in the history of Hostess. And that's basically it. Well, they got different dates for notable things, I guess. 1912 is when they began working on a machine to slice whole loaves of bread. 18 years later, Continental Baking used his invention to produce Wonder Bread. Interesting. Twinkie, Wikipedia. The new Twinkies also have a longer shelf life of, believe it or not, 45 days, which was also a change made before bankruptcy. That's quite a long time, 45 days for a shelf life. Of course, it was formerly by Hostess. Well, Hostess's name's still on the box, but the brand currently owned by Hostess Brands, Twink. Yeah, they bought the brand out and kept making them, but it's a different brand name, I believe. Yeah. Grupo Bimbo's Vacan Incorporated, which owns the Canadian rights to the product and made them during their absence from the U.S. market. Produces Twinkies in Canada at a bakery in Montreal. Twinkies are also available in Mexican stores as Submarinos, made by Marinella. Okay. Well, I'm sure somebody made millions. And still are. You got the junk ass $2 bingo tonight? Hey, did you lose on it already yet? I mean, you don't know if it's junk ass yet until you play it. You never know. You might get a $50 win on a $2 ticket or $100. Well, excuse me. All I know is if white bread's starting to turn yellow, it's bad. And mold holds into bread. I was actually reading this earlier tonight. I like to read those fun facts. Mold grows these little veins all through bread, and even a small amount of mold is actually quite a distance out from the infected area. It can make you sick. So you won $50 on a $2 scratch off on a bingo, and you're calling it a bad ticket? Wow. Yeah, I think we talked about the artificial raspberry before. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I mean, it's really right up there with Jello. And I guess you probably already know that Jello is made from horse hooves. Still nasty. I mean, he's standing around in shit all the time, manure and whatever. That's just nasty. Now, unfortunately, I like raspberries, but not so much anymore. In fact, when Velvet came over earlier, she brought some tickets with her. She didn't win very much, but she got quite a few. She bought my wife and me both a couple each, $3 crosswords. No, I got two $3 crosswords. I lost on both of them. My wife got a $3 crossword and a bingo, and she won $3 on the bingo. So that's pretty much a loss. Then she got some for herself, and she didn't win very much. She's like $7 or $8, something like that. Hooves, yeah, hooves. Jello is made from horse hooves. Grind them up, really fine powder. That's what I'm told, anyway. I've never heard anything different. I mean, our little snacks have been around for a while. I mean, we have popcorn. Now, just a little bit of common sense would tell you who invented popcorn. The people that were here before we got here, the Indians. You can bet your butt them Indians put some corn on the cob or something in the fire, and that's how popcorn got originated. Oh, you got a $5 one and 110, so you got to double up. Then you cashed in and bought those. Okay, that makes sense to me. That's about probably what I'd do. I miss Scrabble. Did you guys ever have Scrabble in your states? You know, the crossword Scrabble? Here it was a $3 Scrabble. But I used to love that ticket. It was red and white. Red, white, and a little bit of black, I guess. But I used to love the Scrabble tickets. And I won quite a bit on them. I won I can't even count how many $100 wins, $60 wins, $40 wins, 20. Um, I think I won one of the bigger wins once, which really blew my mind because it's kind of it's a weird figure. It's like $360 on a that wasn't Scrabble though. That was a $2 lotteria. No, that was it Scrabble? Yeah, $2 lotteria. But the Scrabble one, I actually hit 300 one day, and within just a couple of days, I hit the 200. Yeah, I think I hit 100 that week too on them. So heck, I did great on that ticket. Excuse me. Now, granted, I played that ticket for years and years. I won a lot of hundreds, and you got 20s and 50s and 40s and whatever. And of course, the normal $3, $6, $9, $12. Um, but I probably pretty much broke even with them. I did hit some pretty good prizes on them fairly often. But I always like playing the higher numbers. Let's see, in Florida, there's 100 tickets on a $3 ticket. So the book is $300. So 100 tickets, you don't. $100 winner is, I think, it figures out to be every 3 books. And but I always got pretty lucky about hitting it. But I always like the higher numbers, so probably up halfway up, about 50 and up. I preferred the most. There's no lookers, me, you, Ken, and now we've got Doc. Hey, Doc, how you doing, buddy? Actually, it should be showing 4 now because of me, but that's YouTube for you. How you feeling tonight, Doc? Boy, my uploads are really crappy at the moment. Wow. Must be lagging. Let me try that again. Well, that's possible, Recon, but I mean, you still got some good winners. You've told me about a lot of $500 winners you've gotten and $100 winners and whatnot. And so you got to add them up too. I mean, you only get a couple tickets a day. I mean, if you hit $500, you can buy a lot of tickets with $500. Are you hurting again, Doc? Sorry to hear that. Your head or your lungs? My glasses look fuzzy. I guess I got a couple of scratches in the damn things, and no matter what I do, I can't get rid of that fuzziness. So, Recon, did you get your COVID shot yet? You said you was going to get it. I'm assuming you got your first one, or the only one, the single one. I'm just gonna assume Doc's probably got another one of them damn migraines. I actually played a couple of $10 ones today. Lost on both of them. Couldn't believe it. They're clear? Well, that's good news. Mine are clear if I'm sitting up usually. It's just when I lay back, or even when I recline back like this. If I stay back like this for very long, I get fluids in my lung. or laying down on my back. Same thing. Yeah, that's good. They're clear though, Doc. I'm glad to hear that. You got enough problems with them damn migraines. You know what? Look what I got, Recon. This one was for you, but since you ain't here, I'll eat it for you. I'll let you know how it was when I'm done, though. Sounds like something a kid would say, don't it? In the first grade class, you know. Class, no eating Twinkies. You know, I got after school detention when I was a young guy. I think in third grade. My mother and father were Catholic. So what did they do? They felt because they were Catholic, they had to punish us kids and put us in the Catholic school. You know, with the nuns and all that stuff, the real strict ones, the ones that hit you with rulers and stuff like that. Or there's actually with men there too. And I had a man teacher who was like 6'6", and if you didn't wear a tie, you had to wear one of his ties. Well, picture of a kid in the third grade wearing the man's tie that was 6'6". It wasn't fun. But anyway, after we finally got out of that place, which was a nightmare, of course, then they made us, you know, be involved in the Catholic Church and be altar boys and all that stuff. And so we finally get to a regular normal school. I guess they got sick of bringing us back and forth to school. So we go to school. I'm not sure if that might have been, no, must have been second grade before the Catholic school. The school we went to before the Catholic school, I remember only going there 1 year. And my mother would always send lunches. And I used to love the devil dogs too. And my mother would give us devil dogs, me, my brother, and my sister. I have a brother that was a year older than me who actually died a couple of years ago. And my younger sister, who is a year younger than I am. So she'd give us like devil dogs. She'd make cupcakes a lot too, but we'd get devil dogs a lot too. But so anyway, there's this kid in their classroom, a little mean, rotten little shit. He was always in, it was probably recon. He was always in, back then the teacher, when you would be misbehaved, would put you in the damn closet. Literally put you in the closet. And you'd have to stand in the corner in the closet until you behaved, you know. But the problem was is this kid, skinny little thing, I don't know, maybe he just never got to eat at home, but everybody's lunchbox was in the closet too. Or your bag or whatever you had. So of course, he would go to detention so he could eat. A little shit would steal my damn cupcake every damn time. Every time. And so when the teacher would punish him, guess what she did for punishment? Put him back in the same damn closet where all the food was. Never ending battle. Devil dogs are not made by Hostess. They're made by Drake's. It's long, looks like a hot dog, but it's chocolate cake filled with whipped cream in the middle. Kind of like a hot dog roll, but made out of chocolate. Try one. I'm sure they have them where you live. Now, the best cupcake is made also by Drake's, is the Funny Bone. You ever have a Funny Bone? Chocolate cupcake, chocolate icing on the outside, but inside, peanut butter cream filled. Excellent. What's the Army and Navy got to do with it? I mean, I was in the Navy, but I don't know where the service came into that conversation. Yeah, cream in the middle. Hostess was always good, but I actually liked a lot of the Drake ones better. See, our conversations are going to cupcakes. There's something wrong with that. There's got to be something more interesting to talk about than cupcakes. So I take it, Doc, that the medication they're giving you for your migraines is not working at all? Oh, sure, there's nothing wrong with them. I just pull them off the shelf because of the date. No, we weren't talking about the Army and Navy now. We were talking about a cupcake. There's some. I feel for you, Doc. I watched my mother her whole life until the day she died suffer with migraine headaches. I mean, she was luckier than you. She didn't have them every day like you probably do, or most every day, or whatever. But usually, at least twice a month, she had a migraine for days at a time. And I knew when she had them because when I even talked normally to her, she'd cringe and look at me like, I'm going to kill you. Then I knew she had a migraine. Or even if you whispered to her, she'd still hold her head because it still hurt. And my son that passed away, he had super, super bad migraines. Really bad. Yeah, they hurt. I mean, my son, I remember him being, even as an adult, I mean, he was almost 40 when he died. Even in his 30s, he'd be at my house sometimes, and he would hurt so bad he'd go right to the floor crying. I mean, literally crying because it hurt so bad. He said the only thing that would help a little bit was he'd get into a really hot shower and it would ease up just a little bit. Yes, the sun is never any good for a light. Bright lights is not good for any kind of a headache, migraine or not. You would think that by now, as advanced as medicine is now, they would have something to cure the migraine. Yeah, my son probably used ice packs too, either hot or cold, whatever. I know he used. He tried everything. He tried everything, and even when he was young, he went through that when he was a little kid. I mean, we'd bring him to hospital after hospital, to MRIs and X-rays and ultrasounds, and they brain scans and could not find anything physically wrong with him. Never did. Never did. Yeah, he would throw up too. Yeah. I don't know how he dealt with it. I mean, he knows. I mean, I know because he told me there was times that he wanted to take his own life because it hurt so bad. And I'm sure Doc knows exactly what he was saying, most likely. I mean, he just gets so sick of it. It's just it never ends. And then when it does finally end, you're relieved, but then you live in the fear that it's going to come back again. And of course it does. Yep. Ah, football. Yep. I'm sure that's why I have problems with my legs too. 'Cause I played football when I was in junior high and high school, JV and varsity football. And back then, there wasn't all these associations and stuff that watched the schools, as far as the coaching went and how they treated their players. Back then, the coaches would literally try to make you kill your own teammates when you were practicing or whatever. Literally, I mean, and then head to head with the helmets, head to head all the time. I remember being about knocked out cold several times by certain big guys, and because they would literally make us go head to head. Now you can't even do it in the NFL. You'll get fined. You'll get thrown out of the freaking game. But I knew back then that there was something wrong with that coach for even encouraging that, just doing the head to head crap. And I don't mind telling you, there were some guys when I went to high school, big, strong boys that they had some damn hard heads. Yeah, very dangerous. In fact, I know a guy that was he was, I think, about 2 or 3 grades higher above me. Muscular guy. I mean, he's like built like Hulk Hogan, even back when he was in high school. I mean, really rugged. He was bench pressing 350 pounds and stuff like that. And, I mean, he was just built. Hell of a football player. He played tackle. I mean, every play, that guy was there every time. I mean, he was plowing through people and pounding people and everything else. And he had injury after injury, and he still kept playing. It took an act of Congress and his mother to make him stay out of the game. Nowadays, I've seen him recently. The man can hardly walk. He's got problems in his head, in his brain from all that. Same thing as me. helmet to helmet contact, and it's messed up his head. I mean, his whole body is messed up. His back's messed up. He's had spine problems, leg problems, hip problems. I mean, this is a guy that played good enough that he could have gone to any college or NFL eventually. He was an outstanding tackle, but he just played way too hard, and the coaches made him do it. Well, nowadays they have rules. Finally, there are rules. Even with high schools, they're not supposed to do that anymore. They cannot encourage or make you do helmet to helmet anymore. Finally, they've finally done something about some of that. I mean, hell, back then they didn't care when you hit the quarterback. Nowadays, NFL or even college ball, you hit that quarterback when his arm's in motion or whatever, that's a penalty, big time. Back then, they didn't give a damn. The other coach is like, see that quarterback over there? Kill him. I want to see him bleeding, and literally I would hear him. The coach is saying it. Make him bleed. Make it so he can't even walk off this field. And that's how our coaches were. They were mean bastards, I tell you. And actually, looking back now, my coaches were like fat and ugly and pansy asses. Because if actually somebody ever really hit one of them, better kill them. Yeah, he might. That would be great. The only one I know of that made any kind of pro thing from around here, from Trenton, was I can't remember what his first name is, but you guys might. If you follow baseball, his last name was Thigpen, because he was from Trenton, Florida. Here, can't remember what his first name was though. In fact, his whole family lives here. There's a lot of Thigpens here, but he made major leagues. Now, Gainesville, the Gators, that college team, and the Seminoles in Florida, they have produced a crap load of players that went to the NFL. I mean, a bunch of them, a lot, without a doubt. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Doc. I mean, heck, especially a long time ago. I mean, it was not unusual for the ambulance to be taking somebody to the hospital. In fact, my brother, he played one year. I think he lasted about a month or two, and before he even got to play a real game in practice, they were doing the head-to-head hits, and he broke his collarbone. That ended his football career. Right to the hospital he went, and that was the end of it. $75 and don't look it, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Look around. People nowadays look way younger than they used to. Back when I was a kid, I look at an adult that was 35 or 40, and they already look like they were 50 or 60. You know, Heck, most people don't think I am 65. I've had a lot of people that didn't believe me. I had to show 'em my ID. My grandfather was very fortunate. He was thin all of his life, but he's a rugged thin, and he was a machinist. But he worked a lot. He was very active up until he died, and he died at 88 years old, and he didn't look anywhere near 88 years old. People always guessed him way younger. No, that's true. Actually, from what I've seen of your picture, Doc, you don't look 53 either. You look more like about 40. Although the beard makes you look a little bit older. I'd say he's going to shave it now. Yeah, if you shaved your beard, you look even younger. Ken, your dad played semi-pro? That's good. Cool. Now, Recon looks way older than he really is. I can tell you that. I've never seen his picture, but I'm pretty sure he does. Just guessing. Your beard's long now? You going for that Grizzly Adams look, huh? I think it was like 26 years ago when I worked for a building supply company. A lot of the guys there were older, around the same age as me, some a few years older or whatever, but everybody had beards and mustaches. So I only worked there for like 3 years, but the second year I was there, I decided, I'm going to grow a beard and a mustache. What the heck? So I did. I wasn't very good at trimming my beard, so I didn't. Next thing you know, I had this beard that's way down here. And it made me look about 20 years older. and finally, one day, and the mustache was like really long. I didn't trim it very well. And I went to kiss my wife once, and she looked at me and she said, if you ever want a kiss from me again, don't show up with that damn beard and mustache. So I guess you know why there's no beard and mustache anymore. Although she still hasn't been kissing me much lately, so I don't know. Maybe I should grow it again. You look 85. See, I told you. I just knew it. I knew it. Recon's got long gray hair and a beard and a mustache, slouched over, overweight, uses 2 canes to walk. Got him figured out. Pretty simple. Too much pizza, too many tacos. End of story right there. Probably too many Twinkies. I know. I'm the one eating Twinkies right now, but at first, when they first started coming out with that rule of the NFL, and that was just a few years ago, about the no head-to-head hit that wasn't allowed anymore. When they first said it, it kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm like, this is freaking the NFL, pro football. They get hit head on head. It didn't make sense. Finally I figured out what it was. And you get some of these older retired football players that went through all that head-on-head hitting and stuff. that really have problems from it. Brain damage, and I mean, their heads are injured, and I guess it affects your back here and your neck and your spinal cord and everything else, and all the muscles up in your shoulders and stuff. Eventually, I mean, these guys, when they explain it and you really listen to them, you understand why they made that rule finally, and it's a good thing. Yeah, no problem. Excuse me, no problem, Recon. We all know you're filthy rich from making lots of money. Okay, we know, we know. That's why you can buy all the boxes of Twinkies and Taco Bell and all that stuff every day. I know, I know. We got it. We got it. Well, on the 24th of this month, I've got to pay a bill that I'm really having a hard time paying. Really. Uh, like $74, I think it is. No, $68 with the tax. And that's the Viastat. I'm having a really hard time wanting to pay them poor people. Well, them kids ought to be keeping you younger then. All that running around and exercise you get, chasing them all over the place and everything. You should be getting all kinds of exercise. Shoot, my grandsons, the younger ones, he's what, 5 or 6, Jackson. I mean, he is everywhere, zipping all over the place all the time. When I'm around him, it's like I don't even try to keep up with him. I don't even try to catch him because I probably couldn't anyway. But that's how they are when they're that age. You got all that extra metabolism, and they're just zooming all over the place. Which really, these glasses are really annoying me. I've got a new pair, but they're really the wrong prescription. They're too strong. I got trifocals. It's not all of them that's too strong. It's the one that's in the middle. That one's too strong. So it messes me up when I'm trying to read and progress up and down on the lenses. 16-year-old sons are always a pain in the ass. My sons were. They still are. Hell. My oldest boy is in his 40s. Of course, he thinks he knows it all. That's his problem. Yeah, it won't be long. My great grandson will be zipping around. He's finally sitting up in his playpen, and he's trying to stand up now. A little bit of assistance, he can get him up, but he'll usually fall back down. But it won't be long, and I know I'm gonna think it's cute when he gets out and starts crawling around and running around or whatever. But I know it's gonna get old real fast. I'm gonna expire his license. Walk the line, huh? My stepfather was like really, really, really strict. he definitely believed in the old saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. If the rod went around, my fist will work. Because we all know what they did, the way they raised kids back, 50 years ago or more. It's not the same way we do it now. And of course, the technology makes a difference too. But if I was doing something really stupid, I could expect 5 knuckles up beside my head. My oldest, Jennifer, actually is probably our best kid, behavior-wise. But she went through, the teenage years of, the rebellion and stuff for a while. But even to this day, she's the one that's really quieter and more cheerful all the time and everything else. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, if she was closer, I'm sure my daughter would take it. Without a doubt. Yeah, you don't have to whip them. There's ways of dealing with it. My grandparents did that. My grandparents didn't whip their kids. My mother's parents, she was the youngest. No, I mean they got food on the table, and they respected my grandparents a lot, their mom and dad. So they did what they were told, basically. I mean, I'm sure there was a few instances I was told about, but nothing really all that serious. Kids will test you. When they lose that fight, then it's all over with. You go through the rebellion stage now? A little late for that. Well, guys, it's been a little over an hour, so I think it's about time we'll shut her down. I'm going to go to bed early tonight. I'm going to try to get some damn sleep. I'm tired of being tired all the time. So, y'all have a good night. Recon, Ken, Doc, great to see all three of you. I appreciate y'all coming. Y'all stay healthy and safe and all that good stuff. And Doc, I hope your headache gets better and stuff. I wish something would get solved on them migraines for you. So anyway, have a good night, guys. Take care. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Goodbye.